Now let's talk about the media equipment. There's various different types of media represented here in the package that I'm going to be taking to the trip. Let's begin with the camera gear. Okay, we have the Fujifilm GFX 100 S2 Mark II. On the body is the normal lens, 63 millimeter. I have a telephoto 100 to 200 zoom and a wide 30 millimeter prime. This is the XH2S, and with the S, it's a smaller file size, I think 26 megapixel, uh, because the S version of the XH2 is geared more toward speed and also toward video. So the capabilities that the GFX body lacks, the XH2S will have in the videos. And with the X line, I have the 23 wide prime. I have the 8 to 16 millimeter zoom, wide angle zoom. I have the normal 35 millimeter prime and just a slight telephoto 50 millimeter prime. Then I have, in addition to the 2 batteries in the bodies, I have 6 additional batteries for the camera. Moving over here for now, I will be bringing with me a Zoom H6 handy recorder to capture field recording. Not necessarily of people, but more of capturing ambient sound, whether it's wind blowing through the field, sound of wildlife, animals, insects, sound of the ocean and the river as I travel by them. Just kind of curious to see what I would capture. So bringing the Zoom Handy recorder, and I'm just bringing the 90-degree stereo capsule, an Apple earbud for monitoring the recordings. I have 2 Tascam DR10L Pro, one which is on me right now for recording this video. So I have 2 of them, one you see on the table, one on me. And this is for the commentaries that I'm going to record, just like I'm doing right now, and or when I'm having conversation with another person. Say I might be interviewing somebody. So if that happens, I will pop on the second Tascam recorder on the other person for recording. I got this because this is 32 float technology, so I don't have to worry about setting the proper gain level because I'm going to be overwhelmed with many other things that I have to think about. And also got this as opposed to the Bluetooth microphones that are in style, like the Rode wireless or the DJI mics, because these units they take AAA batteries as opposed to built-in lithium batteries. So if the battery dies, I can quickly switch it out with another set of AAA batteries, as opposed to being out of commission while that unit charges. So while those, like the Rode Wireless Go Pro, have advantages in terms of functionality and connectivity, I think not having a user replaceable battery is a huge drawback for what I think I will need. So the 2 Tascam DR10L Pros, a bunch of AA and AAA batteries. There's more AAAs that are not shown here. Rechargeable batteries, along with the battery recharger. Here we have a couple of action cameras, the DJI Action 5 Pro and the Insta360 X4. This will be primarily on the bike, filming on the bike scenes, since I will not be able to compose the scenes the way I would like to be as I'm riding. This with this 360 view camera functionality will be handy for composing after the fact. The Action 5 Pro will be used more, I imagine, off the bike, more considered filming. The Insta360, because it shoots 360, you're essentially shooting 2 footages at the same time. So it's double the memory that you are filming. So it takes up a lot of memory. So I will try to use this whenever I can. Along with these two action cams, the two spare batteries for the Insta360 and two spare batteries for the DJI Osmo Action 5. We have, in terms of power, we have these two V-mount batteries from Small Rig, as well as these two Anker power banks, 20,000 milliamp hours. Now this section is where we get into some controversial territory. The typical adventure photographer, they use available light only in their photography. I, however, with my style of photography, I use strobes to light my photos. I create the photo that I want to make as opposed to finding the light. So I am taking with me some strobe gear, which a lot of people find baffling, controversial. They think it's unnecessary weight. But again, I'm not a typical adventure photographer, and my style isn't available light. My style is lit portraits. And I chose the Godox AD200 Pros, a pair of them. They are 200 watt-second strobes. And I got these because these are the smallest form factor that I could find at its output power. I have two of these to double the output to 400 watt-seconds. This little unit, you're essentially making the packs bi-tube by, instead of having one flash tube per unit, getting 200 max, I can add, let's see, I add the flash tubes into this adapter, and you have two strobe tubes coming out. So it's a bi-tube head, Godox AD-B2. So I am bringing this with me. Again, not the lightest thing in the world, but you have to do what you have to do. And also the thing with bringing two kits is that it serves as a redundancy. If one should break, then I still have one more strobe where I can have an output of maximum 200, and that's going to be better than nothing. So it's kind of like a built-in redundancy, but as long as both of them holds up, it'll be 400 max watt-second output. These little head extension allows you to, going back, this adapter AD-B2, the power pack attaches to the unit in the back. So this is how it works. Unfortunately, this makes it this item on the stand fairly top heavy. So what you can do to minimize that is you take this head extension, you attach one end to the, let's see, you attach one end to the head adapter and the other end to the power pack, so that you can have the power pack at a different point than where the head is. So the obvious place to do it is have it gripped on a lower part of the stand so that the weight center of gravity is lower. And this is going to be important in Patagonia, where there are a lot of very strong winds blowing, and you definitely, it's not ideal to get the stand caught by the wind and have it topple over. So lower the weight, the better it'll be. So I have a pair of these. It is a bit fiddly. It is extra weight to bring. Maybe as I go through Patagonia, that I may find it is a overkill, and that I can have enough of ballast, like hanging the backpack on the stand itself to use as a weight, that maybe this is not as necessary as I'm thinking. If that's the case, I'll ship it back, no problem. Get it out of my system. 2 flash tubes again. I am not bringing any spares because I have 2 already, so I am thinking that these are already redundant, built-in redundancy. So hopefully the flash tubes won't break, and that'll be fine. The flash tubes are fragile, they're glass, so you want to carry them in the case protected. So what I did is I made this protective carrying case out of PVC pipes. My friend Alice gave me this coupler, which has a ridge inside, and it happens to be the perfect diameter, so that when you drop this little ridge on the inside holds the flash tube from dropping out. So I don't need a cap necessarily. I cut the lengths of the PVC pipe to hold the 2 flash tubes, and I will need to put a I guess some kind of like a Velcro tab or something like that on the top, so that it doesn't spill out on the other end. But on the bottom end, the inside ridge allows the flash tube to stay in place. So this is how I will be carrying the flash tubes. And with that, we have the wireless triggers for the Godox. This will be the primary trigger. It's X3, the latest version, and you can see it's very tiny. There are other versions with bigger screens and more interfaces, so this is kind of designed to be more compact design. Really great, as you can see, small. One thing that I don't like about it, again, is the fact that it uses an internal built-in lithium battery. So if the battery should die, you need to recharge it, which means it's out of commission for however many minutes it'll take to recharge. I love the fact that it's a lithium battery. I love the fact that it's rechargeable lithium battery. I just wish the manufacturers would make these batteries replaceable, that you could take out, just to avoid this lag time in recharging them when they need recharging. So I am bringing with me a spare trigger. This is the previous version, X2, and it's much bigger, a bit clunkier. It's not as refined, but it does its job. And the reason why I got the X2 is because it takes replaceable AA batteries. So it would have been nice if the form factor was as small as the X3, but you know, you got what can you do? 2 spare batteries for the Godox and the battery chargers. I am taking both. If I just bring one charger to save weight and it dies on me, then I'm screwed because I have no way of charging these batteries. So I am bringing 2, one as a backup, as a redundancy. Of course, as long as they work, having 2 is great because it doubles up the recharging time for these batteries. So there's that benefit, but with a drawback of additional weight. Okay, so with the Strobes, I'm using a globe light modifier as opposed to my usual light modifier of an umbrella with the silk in the front. Again, I am concerned about the wind and the fact that with an umbrella, its face is basically a sail, and so they will collapse in any kind of burst of wind. I tested this out in Bodega Bay and photographing cyclist Ali Tetrick, and I just could not get the umbrella to stay put. So I got a globe instead and using this, and I've been shooting the kit, both the globe and the Godox, the past 6 months to get a feel for it, to get a sense of how the light will work. And it's working out good so far. If you are following my Instagram account, then you have seen images from portraits from Rumsey and McCabe's where I've used these setups, and as well as the photos that I took during my trip to Joshua Tree during the Thanksgiving break. Those portraits were lit with this equipment. Then I have this light stand to hold the light modifier, the flash heads. Basic aluminum light stand. Not the lightest thing in the world, but again, it's not the heaviest thing. It is aluminum, so it's fairly basic, and that's all I need. I have a one of these new like influencer social media kind of tripods for small action cameras and iPhone. It's interesting because like a lot of the selfie sticks, it just pulls out to adjust the height. And this selfie stick, it has a built-in tripod base. So you can quickly have a tripod of this and put your action cameras or your iPhone on it, because this has the built-in iPhone holder. So this, I'll be taking this for whenever I need to record videos, take quick iPhone photos or whatnot, and a selfie stick if I'm on the bike and I want to film myself talking and etc. I got this travel tripod from Hype, which I filmed a unboxing video while I was in Joshua Tree last week. So there will be more details about this tripod in that, more information about this tripod in that video. Let's go over here. This is kind of like all hands on deck situation in terms of storage, because the Fujifilm GFX 100S2 shoots 100 megapixel files. So that's 200 megabyte file for each frame, which really eats up memory and storage. And these video files that the action cameras create, these are, the small rig is 8K and the DJI Osmo is 4K, as well as the 4K videos from the iPhone. So I'm going to be creating lots of files, lots of content that need to be stored and back up. So I bought 4 solid-state drives, Samsung T7s, with the rubberized protective cover for its ruggedness. Then I scrounged up these 2 external hard drives that I have that I'm taking with me, because again, just any kind of storage is going to be important. And then all these SD cards and 2 CF Express cards, because yeah, don't know how often I'll need them. Again, with the 200 megabyte files, like for a 64 gigabyte card, that's just like about 200 some frames, which is not a whole lot. So I'm going to need as much card as possible, as much storage as possible. Oh, and what you don't see is my MacBook that I'm going to take with me. You guys know what a MacBook looks like, so I guess you don't necessarily need to see that. Then, finally, I am taking your classic moleskin and some pens for the old analog way of recording thoughts. So that's it in terms of the media gear that I'll be taking with me on this trip. Yes, some of you might be looking at this and thinking the guy's a little nutty taking the strobe equipment. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you have any questions. All right, thank you. Catch you next time.